Hello and welcome to my video log. Today I'm gonna explain the Austrian theory of the business cycle for dummies. Like you. When the economy is in a rut, Keynesian economists believe that it's due to the fact that businesses and consumers don't spend enough money. So what they do is they want to stimulate the economy. They do this by letting the central bank print up the money and then give it to banks and governments at very low rates, very cheaply. For example, the European Central Bank has now created over 1,000 billion euros and loans them out at a rate of 1%. Now, banks in turn can use it as leverage to create even more money, which they then lend out to businesses and consumers. Now, interest is the price of borrowing money, and like any other price, it arises from supply and demand. And with the newly created money, the supply of money grows. And with equal demand, this means that the price of money will fall. The newly printed money thus creates artificially low interest rates. With these artificially low interest rates, banks can now borrow money very cheaply, and they will thus start investing in projects that are more risky and wouldn't have been profitable otherwise with the more expensive normal interest rates. So the low interest rates by newly created money mislead borrowers into thinking that the pool of savings is up, while in reality the money is not saved but still in the hands of the consumers. No one realizes that these risky malinvestments are pretty much doomed to fail, but they do temporarily create an economic boom. After all, there's more spending in the economy and GDP thus rises. But of course, it's actually not a boom, but a bubble. Because as I told you last time, when the newly created money gets spent, there's suddenly more money in the economy, while there are not suddenly more goods available. So more money is used to buy the same amount of goods. And this means that the purchasing power of money just goes down. In other words, prices rise. Inflation. And as prices rise, it becomes harder and harder to maintain or even to finish these malinvestments that were made with the cheap money, because the returns are too low to pay for the rising interest rates and the rising prices. And so a lot of investments will fail in a short period of time. The boom turns to bust as the interest rates rise. In summary, the creation of money makes money so cheap that it's used to make bad and risky investments. These investments initially will make the GDP grow and thus give the impression that all goes well. However, when inflation sets in, it becomes clear that all these projects are unsustainable and they will all suddenly fail and the resources will be lost. This cycle of boom and bust is called the business cycle. So now you know that the financial crisis was not caused by greedy bankers, but just by a stupid manipulation of the money supply. We must conclude, surprisingly, that we cannot print our way to prosperity. This is it for today. Don't forget to rate and subscribe. Ask your questions below, and I'll see you next time.